The truth is out there, but it gets a little tedious by season 7. Hello everyone, and welcome to Movie Reviews by Josh. My name is Josh Terry, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different, a little bit special. I want to talk about the X-Files. So I've been an X-Files fan since just about the beginning. I want to say it was season 2 is when I started watching faithfully, and of course stuck with it for several years after that. Of course, I went through 9 seasons. They had a couple more recent seasons just in the last few years, and of course there were a couple movies along the way. And the movie is part of what inspired this video, because a while back I thought, well, I haven't watched the first X-Files movie in a while, maybe I'll check it out. And then I thought, well, it'd be more fun maybe to watch some of the old episodes first and kind of lead up into it. And that gave me the idea of doing something that I think a lot of people have done over the years, which is to isolate the mythology episodes of the show and to watch those exclusively and make their way through the series that way. And so for those of you who aren't totally well versed in the X-Files, I won't explain the whole show, but it's basically about a couple of FBI agents who are investigating mysterious, unexplained phenomena. And there's kind of a week-to-week pattern where they'll investigate. They call the Monster of the Week episodes, and where things are kind of contained to that episode exclusively. But as they're investigating these phenomena, there's also kind of a bigger picture narrative about one of the agents. Fox Mulder is the main protagonist, and he's kind of the true believer who's seeking for proof of the existence of extraterrestrials. And he's got his erstwhile skeptical partner is Dana Scully, who's a medical doctor turned FBI agent, and of course there's kind of a great dynamic between the two of them. And his investigation of this grand government conspiracy to cover up aliens is what kind of drives the show. When you watch the X-Files, you can kind of focus on the Monster of the Week episodes, which are really pretty much interchangeable, or you can focus on the mythology episodes, which tell this government conspiracy story. And so I thought it would be fun to just kind of go through and watch the different mythology episodes and build up to the movie and enjoy the movie again, because I really enjoyed the first movie. I remember seeing it several times in the summer of '98. It's a really good time. So in the process of going through these episodes, I've realized a lot of things that I've always kind of suspected and believed about the nature of television, but what really comes out very clearly when you approach a TV show of this nature this way. And that, it was great to go through those first few seasons where, even the mythology episodes were really had energetic and dynamic, and there was very mysterious. There was kind of as you're kind of uncovering one little bit of the mystery at a time and wondering where this is all going to go. And you start to learn about all, what the alien abductions are about, and what is going on with the conspiracy, and is the government, or are there people within the government who are actually interacting with the aliens and are conspiring with them. And of course, Scully's character gets kidnapped for a while, and there's a question of what's going on there. And I just, just kind of generally say it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to go through, especially those first earlier seasons. And of course, things get more and more complex, and getting to the X-Files movie was just Fight the Future was fantastic, and I still really, really love that movie, and thought it was just a great way to take the scope and scale of the TV show and to make it kind of larger than life. Of course, since I watched the TV show and the movie on the same big screen TV, it wasn't quite the same as going from my old 1990s TVs to going to a movie theater, but you do what you can. What I noticed eventually, though, was and I kind of saw this coming. I think that anybody who's spent time with the X-Files would probably understand what's going to happen. The nature of a TV show really kind of comes out in this case, in that most of the time when people are going in and making a TV show, they don't always have the end in mind, because they don't know if their show's going to get picked up, and if it gets picked up, how long is it going to go for, right? And so it's kind of hard to come in and say, okay, well, we've got this 5-year plan, and here's point A, and here's point Z, and I know all the steps I want to take until it make everything all tight and nice, and and there's a bit of improvisation along the way. And once you get past the movie seasons, so the movie takes place after season 5. Season 6 and 7, I think, are still quite a bit of fun, and we're able to kind of keep things going. But at a certain point, once that core conspiracy is resolved, there's kind of nowhere for the mythology of the show to really go, even though they definitely try to keep it moving along. And so while there's a lot of merit to seasons 8 and 9, this is kind of where the behind the scenes stuff started bleeding through, where, David Duchovny, who plays Mulder, he wasn't going to be on the show all the time, and eventually kind of became the same thing with Gillian Anderson, who plays Scully. And so the mess of those last few seasons becomes really, really apparent when you're just focusing on the mythology episodes. But that, I think, is no surprise at all. A couple things that are more interesting that I think you probably wouldn't pick out unless you just watch the mythology episodes exclusively were the tone. Now, one of the things that's kind of fun about a TV show is that you can play around with it a little bit, and you can inject some variety and kind of do some experimentation. And as you probably know, Xfiles would use comic episodes every once in a while. There would be kind of a funny episode just to kind of change the pace up a little bit and act as a breather from some of the tension of some of the more serious episodes, because those mythology episodes really did tend to be kind of heavy and serious. And if those are the only ones you're watching, the X-Files can be a bit more laborious to kind of get through, and also very ponderous. These are the episodes where there's a lot of poetic voiceovers where one of the other characters is saying something very, very deep and thoughtful, and we're kind of getting at the essence and theme of what's going on with government conspiracies and issues of trust and mortality and existence and all this, and it's fun here or there, but some of these things do get a little bit tedious when you're only watching those episodes. And so while I definitely would recommend that you go through the mythology consecutively, you kind of have to be prepared for that, because it's fun to inject some of the Monster of the Week stuff every once in a while and to have one of the fun episodes. And so I don't know that it's something I would do again. In fact, I mentioned before the idea of it being kind of a 90-95% thing. The truth of the matter is, once I got past the movie, it became very easy to just kind of skip over certain mythology episodes that just didn't seem that interesting or just didn't feel like watching. So that's why I say I think I probably covered about 90-95% of it. And even at that, maybe the number should be less, because though technically the website, the fandom, Xfiles wiki chart list that I was referring to includes episodes from seasons 10 and 11. I did not watch those at all. I sadly was not a big fan of season 10, and to this day I still have not watched season 11. So maybe you can convince me otherwise. Maybe if you want to try to, convince me that they're worth checking out, and I might one of these times. But it seemed I was kind of let down by season 10, and so that just not my thing. So my bottom line verdict: if you're going to do a mythology only marathon through the X-Files, I would probably give that experience a 3 stars out of 4. I think you'll really enjoy it in the first few seasons, but some of the tropes of the mythology episodes will start to get a little bit tedious, and then of course the narrative, once they had to kind of wrap up some of the main conspiracy elements, really starts to wander, and so you might not want to finish it past a certain point. Like, I think you're pretty much good through about season 6, maybe 7, but from there your experience might taper off quite a bit. So what's your favorite episode of the X-Files? Leave your answer in the comments below. And don't choose home. That's the easy one, because everybody loves home, right? Thanks for watching. This has been Movie Reviews by Josh. My name is Josh Terry. I'd be very grateful if you'd subscribe on your way out and leave your notifications on so you can see your new videos as soon as they are posted. So whether you're chasing aliens or not, have yourself a swell day.